Hey guys, it's a little overdue here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and we are doing a cool tool video today. There's a variety of these versions available. Most recently I have seen ads popping up on Instagram, and what they're offering on Instagram is an example of the marvel of today's technology. You're getting a bore scope with quite a long extension. It's got the little camera down there. And you're going to be able to, well, according to the ad, you're going to be able to hook it up to your smartphone. And that bypasses the need for having a standalone device like this. You can just hook it up to your smartphone, download the app, and stick it down the drain and find out what kind of clog you got in there, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to do a little video, well, I'm going to do a long video later on as to what YouTubers who are not on Instagram are missing. Right now I'll just try and show you some of my saves. There's a significant amount of Isuzu community stuff happening on Instagram that is really worth checking out. Is that the bore scope there? No, this is connecting wires. Alright, all sorts of you know, interesting ads for a mechanic on IG. I'm not really interested in ads at all, but there are quite a few ads going on IG that are quite relevant, so I find them quite interesting. Anyways, I was looking for this bore scope ad, but it doesn't seem to be coming up quickly, so we'll just forget about that for now, and I'll cover that later on in the video where I talk about IG and some of the best stuff that's going on Instagram. Anyway, so this bore scope is a pretty cheap example. It can be had at Crappy Tire for about $100. I'm sure there's a very similar looking unit with a different name on it, you know, available from Princess Auto or some shit like that. But today we're going to use this bore scope to do exactly that. We're going to use it to inspect the bore inside cylinder number 3, because the other day my engine started running like crap. I've been hard on it all winter, and I had a little surprise in my oil pan one day. A piece of the piston of this 4Z1 actually broke off. A heat flange from the side of the piston, which actually guides the piston up and down the bore and helps dissipate heat from the piston head, actually broke off. It's about a 1-inch square piece of aluminum. And I found it in the oil pan. And that is one of the reasons why I continue to love these 4Z1s. I mean, they're built on similar technology and principles as a 2JZ or a 1JZ, and they're tough as bullets. I mean, this thing spit out a piece of its own piston, and it continues to climb hills all over the valley. As a result, the piston has kind of scored up its own bore. I'm getting some blow-by, and it's contaminating the inside of the combustion chamber, and really fouled up this iridium spark plug. And it got so bad to the point where the plug, I cleaned it all off so that I could drive normally, but there was a carbon buildup all over the end of this plug that was so bad that it was firing on 3 cylinders. It literally was running so rough that I couldn't help but notice there was some serious problems. So anyways, you can see the camera on the end of the bore scope is actually pretty decent. It will function, you know, just like a camera in some regards. If I can get this thing to cooperate. What have I done? I turned it off. Did I? Yeah, I turned it off. There we go. Now there's a couple of small controls here. You can reverse the image 90, right? So you can just turn it so you can see it better if you happen to have the unit upside down. You can also adjust the brightness, which is you know, very handy actually in dark places. If you're in somewhere that's got any kind of light source, you may get too much contrast, and you may want to turn it way down low. But in this case, we're going to turn it right up to the 5 setting, and we're going to get ready to put that down in the piston hole there. So I've just extracted that spark plug as I just showed you, and now I'm just getting the bore scope camera right down into the piston, and we can even inspect the threads, you know? We can even inspect the threads on the spark plug hole and see what's going on in there. As we get down into the hole there, what's that? Oh, hell yeah, that's piston number 3. And it is covered in crap. There is a lot of sunlight bleed out on the lens here, so I'm not getting the best images for you guys. As a matter of fact, it looks like I'm getting a better mirror image of my camera lens than I am of the actual video. But down in the hole here, I can inspect the piston and take a look at the rings. And if you just bend the snake head on this camera a little bit, it's hard to fit it in with this head with any kind of a decent bend on it, because the spark plug hole is recessed there and the head doesn't want to allow that. Anyways, right there what you're looking at is the cylinder wall, and you can see some striations up and down. Okay, those striations are indicative of score and heavy scoring in the side wall. So I can tell that the blow-by that's occurring in this cylinder is coming from these scores in the outside bore. So what that's telling me is that this engine has a limited time left in service before it's going to need a rebuild. And that fouled spark plug was kind of my first heads up. But I'll keep running it gently for now. No more big 4x4 trips or sending it in the parking lot. And I'll get ready to put the new engine in. I don't want to beat up on this engine too much because I do want the block to be rebuildable. But that is the piston head right there. And you can see it is just fouled and carboned. A lot of oil consumption going on right now with this engine. So that was another sign that something might be happening inside the cylinder with this piston. Anyways, that is our bore scope camera video, and I will do another video to show you guys this advertisement for these bore scopes off of Instagram. I'm sure they're on Facebook. These ads are probably popping up all over if you're a mechanic, or if you're interested in motorhead sort of stuff. But then also I've gained access to another bore scope of a much more high-end. It's a bore scope for an $18,500 snap-on scanner. And so we'll do another video later on when I show you more examples of these bore scopes. But what a cool tool for a mechanic. Rubber side down, fellas.